There are 2 campuses with approximately 1,500 students of the most excited, involved, enthusiastic, accomplished students that you've ever seen. They excel in athletics, in academics, in performing arts, and in all kinds of creative thinking. So Jim Pattison today is the Senior Advancement Officer of Harvard-Westlake. Jim and I pretty much go back, I want to say, at least 20 years, when my children were going here and I got involved in fundraising at the school. Jim and I would meet along with other volunteers in a little 4 or 5 room house in the back of one of our campuses, and that was the development office. I think development included 3 or 4 people at that time. And I recognized right away that Jim had a real thoughtful way about him. He was very concerned, it still is today, about stewardship, about cultivation, about respect for each person that we come in contact with.
I've learned so much from Jim Pattison. It was I who hired Jim 20 years ago, and very quickly he became not only the brains of the operation, but also the heart and soul of the operation. First thing he did, I think, was to emphasize the importance of the annual fund. He solidified our base in the annual support, generated enthusiasm, engaged literally hundreds of volunteers to work on the effort. Harvard-Westlake became the first day school to do $1 million in its annual fund, then 2, then 3, and last year it did almost $8 million. And all of this is because of the sound work, the attention to metrics, the attention to individual people and their needs that Jim started to put into place right from the beginning. People give to people, and Jim is a very warm, empathic, engaging personality whom people like and take to easily. But another key to his success, and one that might be overlooked, is his sheer indefatigability. This is a guy who drives 200 miles a day to come to work and has done that for 20 years.
He leaves very early in the morning and he uses that quiet time on the freeway to contemplate what's coming up in his week, what are the things that could make us better. And he must tape record some of his thoughts as he goes, because invariably in our meetings he'll say, I was thinking about this morning on the drive in. And then he's got an outline of 4 separate, clear, concise things that we need to do that are very thoughtful, very important. And you can tell he spent a lot of time analyzing it. He spent a lot of thoughtful process on it.
Jim has been very involved regionally with CASE and chaired the CASE NAIS National Conference. Jim has always been available to help colleagues, to encourage people just starting out in the field, to share his infinite knowledge and wisdom with people. He's just that kind of person. Nothing is too mundane or too small for him to do. If the office needs to be cleaned up, he'll clean up the office. If letters need to be stamped, he'll do the stamping. He leads by example.
Jim is our resource. He's in our corner. He gives ideas. He helps us pause to say, wait a minute, this is much more serious than we've been talking about. We need to step back and think about this a little differently. And I think it makes us be better stewards. He's very, very serious about us taking on the mantle of responsibility for not only the school, but for individual donors and how important they are as people.